What's up, guys? What's going on? Biohazard Candy Kid coming back at you here with another great Flight Simulator X video. All right. So that's what we're playing today. We're actually going to do a flight. It's going to be a cool one. Let's see. I have it already in here. I was going to do this video a while back, but I didn't want to that day, so... But I do have the thing saved. It's an international to an international. It's in Pakistan. Oh, geez. It's not that one. I think it's this one. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. No. Hold on. Let me load flight. Alright. So, yeah, this is it. Pakistan, yep. Okay, yes. Time of day, we'll worry about that in a bit. Weather. Let's see. Building storms. Fogged in, gray and rainy. Fair weather. Cold fronts. Let's do cold fronts. And then the airplane we're going to be flying today is a Cessna 172 Skyhawk. The flight should be no more than an hour and some minutes with the Cessna 172 Skyhawk. Sorry, my bad. Alrighty, we're gonna choose a cool livery for it. Yeah, why not this one? Or, yeah. Okay. Then we're going to change the time. Day. Fly. I got the itchies today. I guess I'm itching all over the place. Alright. Alrighty. This is our setup. Should be pretty good. It's an international airport in Pakistan. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Alrighty. So, let's do our... let's put on our map. Make it a little smaller. Put on the Garmin GPS. Alrighty. Let's check our navlog. So as you guys can see, it's OPLA to OPRN. Let's see, what is the flight time? The estimated flight time is 1 hour and 42 minutes with this Cessna 172 Skyhawk. Turn off everything, turn off beacon lights. Make sure everything's off here. Make sure flaps are up. Everything's down. Radio stacks are off because we're going to be starting off this way. Yep. Want to make sure that everything's clear on the outside. And that we're ready for takeoff. Or ready for taxiing. We're going to contact tower, and we're going to listen to the weather. So, looks like, we got, yeah, Lahore International. Oops. Okay. I guess they're not going to give us weather information. I don't know what's going on there. So actually... Alright, looks like we're going to be departing... from the south.
Lahore ground, Cessna with Oscar. Request taxi for takeoff, south departure. Cessna, taxi 2 and hold short of runway 36 left via taxiway Mike Kilo Hotel, runway 18 right Delta, uniform hotel. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready. Taxi 2 and hold short runway 36 left using taxiway Mike Kilo Hotel, runway 18 right Delta, uniform hotel, Cessna.
Alright, we're gonna turn on progressive taxiing. That way we can see where to go. It's a helper. So if you guys ever have problems with taxiing, just turn on the progressive taxiing and it'll help you out. Alright, we got our fuel pump on. Alright. Looks to be good. Let's see. We're pretty good. I knew I had set backwards to one of these buttons. It's not going in a direction, but that's fine. Alrighty. Make sure nobody's coming. We'll go back just a little bit because I want to be on the line. So I want to be able to turn so I'm on the taxi line. Alrighty. And we're going to recheck. Make sure no one's coming. We don't want any accidents. I know no one's here, but still. Always double check. Alright. And it looks like we can get ready to go to the... to the runway. And yes, I forgot to put the choke all the way up in the beginning. That's my fault. I mean, it was already up, but I just forgot to. I hope you guys enjoy this flight today. We do have complimentary drinks and snacks. We also have sandwiches on board. Everything is free. Since this is an hour flight, we don't really have a movie, but we do have internet, so you can watch YouTube, stuff like that. But we are going to feature like some TV shows, you know, that run 20 minutes. So, you know, you'll get a taste of something. In-flight movies. We also have games. Kids want to play them. We do have books if you want to read them. Also, you know, yeah, I mean, for such a small plane, we have everything. I'm just kidding. All we have are just some sandwiches and some little snacks and drinks. This plane doesn't seat too many people, so for those of you joining on this flight, yeah, we just have enough for the 4 passengers on this flight. 4, including the pilot, so 5 people, that's about it, you know, 4 people, 3 passengers plus the pilot, whatever you want to call it. I know it's not an airline, I know it's not a flight, but hey, I just want to make things fun for you guys. Alrighty, what we're doing here is we're doing a check. And we're making sure that there are no aircraft coming on this runway strip. That is something that we have to watch out for. So that's why I'm doing this little check. Alright, looks like we're good. No one's landing, no one's taking off. Always be cautious when you're at an airport, no matter how small or big it is. No matter the size, you want to look in all directions. In a video game and in real life. Especially if you're trying to do this for learning purposes. Yes. You can make this pretty realistic. There's things you can do in flight simulators to make them really realistic, and stuff like that. But you know, especially the newer flight sims, such as X-Plane 11, X-Plane 12, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, 2020, and you know, something. I'm gonna say something. 2024 sucks. Don't buy it. It's not worth it. If you're gonna get a new Microsoft Flight Simulator, get 2020. Even though it sucks, even though it was a botched game in the beginning and it was a cash grab, just get that one because it's been a few years since it's been out, and that one is more or less, you know, fixed. Like it's more or less where it should be. And if you're new to an airport, it's okay if you turn on the taxi, these taxi lines, you know, these taxi arrows, to show you where to go. It's okay. If you're not familiar with an airport, that's one reason why I turn them on. Is for basically the new airports. That I don't know so well, especially the big ones. If it's like just a small municipal and it has like 2 runways, you know, just one going like up and down and the other one just goes like across or something, or it's going up and down, okay, then you know, that's pretty easy. Nah, I just want to make sure. Alright. So we're going to be rolling here pretty soon once I get there. Now I want you to be reminded of something, that when you play a flight simulator, your gas, how much fuel you use, you know, like your whole fuel usage, well, taxiing is also included in that, because you're using fuel to taxi to the runway that you need to take off from. So I want you guys to be aware of that, to remember that. A lot of people don't tell you. I've been watching flight simulator videos for a very long time. I've been in the flight sim world for a very long time. And I can tell you that not very many people tell you that taxiing is also included in your fuel usage. So if you're ever doing like a hop-to-hop flight, where you're hopping from one airport to the next, you know, just be aware that your taxiing also, you know, counts. and taxiing to the runway and from the runway to the building. So if you're taxiing to the runway to take off, and then if you're landing at the runway, you know, on the runway, and you're going to the parking lot, that also uses fuel usage. And I know a lot of you know that, but for those of you who don't take that into account, I'm just reminding you to take that into account. Because that's something that, you know, there's a lot of things you learn when you play these flight simulators. Along the way, there's a lot of things you learn, you know. I mean, I'm still learning. You know, I still watch videos. I see what other people are doing. Whether it's a new flight sim or an old flight sim. You know, anything that someone teaches you in a flight sim is valid for all flight simulator video games, whether they're simulation style or arcade style. Man, this is a long taxiing. Damn. It's gonna be a great flight. You guys are gonna like this one. Alright. Alright. Let's see here. I want to make sure that no one's coming. Check all areas. Oh, what was that? Oh, clouds. Okay, we're good. because that is a runway over here. So I want to make sure that we are in good standings with that runway. Alrighty, we've made it here. We can turn off progressive taxiing. Alright, we can tune in the tower. Oops, I meant number 2.
Lahore, airport information, Quebec, 0658 Zulu, wind 300 at 10, visibility greater than 20 miles, sky conditions, few clouds at 2,600, temperature 162.12, altimeter 2952, ILS, runway 36 by and visual, runway 36 left in use, landing and departing, runway 36 by runway 36 left, VFR aircraft, city direction of flight, all aircraft readback, short instructions, advise controller on initial contact, you have visibility.
Huh. So, what the hell's going on here?
Lahore, airport information.
I'm trying to...
By and visual, runway 36 left in use, landing and departing.
What the... Well... I don't want to... it says hold. Okay. Let's see here. So what are we doing here?
Lahore, airport information, Quebec, 0658 Zulu, wind 300 at 10, visibility greater than 20 miles.
Ah, jeez. H36R. Huh. Hold short runway 36L using... So why did it tell me to... Hold on, guys. We have an issue. says... No? Oh. Wait a minute. Am I at 36? Oh, what the hell am I at? There's 36L. I can't tell what's 36R. Oh. It's back on up. Damn stupid bug. Back this airplane up. And give us enough room to turn around. I don't know if I can do this in real life. Don't quote me on anything. But airplanes do have backup for a reason. So I went to the wrong now, I don't think you can do this in real life, because if you have an airplane behind you, then, you know, well, you can't back up, obviously, but we're just going to do this for the sake of the game. You know, I'm just going to do this in game. Do not do this in real life, okay? You do this in real life, yeah, it'll get you canceled immediately. FAA will take your pilot license and you will not be able to fly for good. I can guarantee you that. I mean, don't quote me on this. I'm just going off of what I heard, you know, out in this world. But, FAA is very strict when it comes to flying. Especially on what you can and can't do. Alrighty, looks like we're going to be back on track. And that kind of shows you that you shouldn't trust taxiing. Alright, we're gonna line this bitch up. Oh, come on! I don't want...
Instructions. Advise control. Report information, Romeo. 07.
I don't get it.
86 by Dan visual. Runway 36 left in use.
Ugh. We're just gonna take off. I don't know what's going on here. It's being really weird. But we got everything. Let's pump it up. It's being fucking weird. When we reach about 80 is when we pull up. Alrighty.
Cessna, you are not cleared to take off.
Well, you didn't give me an option to.
Cessna, you are not cleared to take off. The Horde reports information, Romeo.
FAA is after me now. Don't do what I did in real life. Alright? Do not do what I did in real life, alright? In a video game, I mean, fine. Don't make it, if you do it in a video game and you're trying to actually practice in real life, like you're trying to get a real pilot's license, don't do what you do in video games. You know what I'm saying? Alright? It ain't cool. So take off all your clothes. climbing. We're gonna be at about 10,000 feet before we get there. What a flight this will be. We're almost at 4,000 feet and climbing. looks like we're going to be flying into the clouds. So visibility for right now will be a little bit grim, a little bit cloudy. So you won't be seeing much of anything for a while, you know, a short while. But looks good. Alrighty. We're almost to 6,000 feet and climbing. Alrighty, now that we are out of the cloud cover and visibility has returned, not to full maximum visibility, but to a decent amount of visibility except for the rear. You look out, it's just a bunch of houses. Yeah, just flatland in Pakistan. That's it. This is Pakistan. Yep, yes sir. It's what it's like in flying in Pakistan. Inside airspace.
Lahore departure. Cessna is type Cessna Skyhawk, 16 miles northwest of Lahore, 6,400. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace. Cessna Lahore departure. Squawk 4656. Squawk 4656. Cessna. Cessna radar contact 16 miles northwest of Lahore, 6,200. Cleared through Charlie airspace. Maintain no navigation. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Cessna.
Alrighty. We're almost to 7,000 feet and climbing. So we want to maintain a cruising altitude of at least 9,000 to 10,000 feet for this flight. Preferably 10,000. Stuff like that. And then we're going to cruise down to about when we're just about ready to, you know, get close to the area. Roughly about 4 to 3,000, preferably 3,000 feet, so we can prepare for landing. And when we're landing, we want to be about our airspeed. We want it to be about 80 knots for our airspeed. You actually go here, you go to your checklist. It'll tell you what it says for landing. Okay, cruising altitude. I mean, the cruising airspeed.
Cessna, contact Lahore Center on 127.5. Going to 127.5. Cessna. Lahore Center, Cessna, with you, 7,500. Cessna, Lahore Center, roger. Altimeter, 2952.
Alright, so, I want lean mixture. Okay, descent. Before landing. Landing airspeed, 60 to 75 knots. I said 80. But 75 flaps up. So, I said 80. Whereas here it says 65 to 75, so preferably 70. I know I said 80. That's a little risky with flaps up, but I'd go 65 or 70 or 75. I do what it says here. Oh, and then 60, 70 flaps down. So these are what flaps up. Flaps down. Main wheels first. Lower nose wheel gently. Minimum required. Press. Okay, well, we don't have the period key. I actually have a button on my controller. And then after landing, wing flaps up. And then secure landing, parking brake, avionics master switch, electrical. Set all this, off. Left and right to prevent cross-firing. Fuel selector valve, left or right to prevent fuel cross-firing. I have not been doing that. That is my fault. It's all on me. So I'm going to do it this time. So you want the master switch off. Fuel selector valve, left or right to prevent cross-feeding. So, essentially what that is you come to this fuel selector valve over here on the bottom right corner where my mouse is circling, and you go left or right to basically prevent cross-feeding. Okay? So when we land, we want to be at 60 to 75 knots, flaps up, with the flaps up, fully up. 60 to 70 knots with flaps down. We're going to have flaps down 10 degrees. So that way we, are a little bit slower than we need to be. Not too slow. I'm going to try to stay within the 60 to 75 range. I'm going to try to go no more than 75. If I do, and that's how I gotta land, that's how I gotta land. Alrighty, we're almost at 9,000 feet and climbing. I mean, we're almost actually half point of 8,000. We're almost to 8,500, but we are getting to 9,000. I think I might be at a cruising speed of 10,000 for this flight. So we'll just have to wait and see. And this is not high for the Cessna, but for this flight, we're going to keep it at 10,000 feet. And it's mostly flat here, so we don't have to worry about any mountains. Because we're not in the section of Pakistan which basically borders India, where there's the mountain range. So we are in a pretty good place, and there's not too many tall buildings out here, like super tall, to where we would have to climb higher. So yeah, we are just in a big flat area. Now when we get to the other airport, there might be some tall buildings when we, are in the descending point. I've never flown in Pakistan. I've never flown basically these airports. Like, I've never been to these airports, so this is new to me. But yes, I have flown this airplane. plenty of times. It's my favorite airplane to fly. And I just remembered something. Since I reset my whole computer after the crash, I have to get a plane pack from my buddy for X-Plane 11 because I used to have a lot more planes for X-Plane 11. He gave me a bunch of modded planes, and I don't think I have them in a like in a little storage thing. One of these, or you know, the bigger ones, the square ones. So I have to re-get it from my buddy. I'm going to be out in California. I'll be staying with him and his brother and his mom for 3 weeks, so I'll get it from him there. Yeah. Yeesh. It's gonna be a tough one. And this flight's only taking a little longer just because we are climbing. Off. I thought I had them on. Never mind. And one of these days I'm gonna fly from starting off from Fresno, and I'm just gonna go down to like Bakersfield or something short. And I'm going to simulate the engine turning off. So I'm just going to turn off the engine, and you know, when I'm like close to like Bakersfield or Visalia, and see if I can land this airplane safely. You know, we're going to practice some things. We're not going to screw up anything. We're just basically going to turn the engine off and be like, oh crap, oh, that just happened, and see if I can land safely. We're going to use the flaps. We're going to, you know, look all directions. We're going to let ATC know, you know, my position, call them in, and stuff like that. So that'll be something. And we're not going to fly too high, just enough to where if anything happens, I can circle around, or I can, you know, just for safety precautions, we're not going to fly too high. You know, starting from Fresno International, going to Bakersfield or Visalia or Stockton or something. Well, we're almost at 10,000 feet. Cruising almost at 100 knots. Yep, we're almost to 10,000. I'm trying to go down here. My bad, I didn't have altimeter up. I was wondering why altimeter wasn't working. I was like, wait, what? I'm still climbing? What the fuck is this? these headphones, they get hot. They have that kind of rubbery texture. So, I have to clean them off once in a while because they get all sweaty. Don't get me wrong, they're good headphones, it's just, man. So basically, I'm just eating a thing of popcorn I made today. That's what you're seeing. So it's pretty good. Oh wow. It's totally flat out here. It's really nice too. And by the way, we are on a descent, so in case you guys were wondering. And I guess I'm going kind of not so straight because the crosswinds are coming in. So Alrighty, so the airport we're looking for is OPRN. Nope, we don't have OPRN. So, Monday, howdy. Tanda, Wawali. Alright, we got some weird names. Not bad looking. Pakistan. And I like this Cessna. I like this mod I got. It's pretty cool. It's just a livery. It's not a special Cessna. It's the same Cessna that comes with the game. It's just someone did a little livery pack, you know, a little paint job pack. And that's about it. Fly in the skies. See where we at. Five. All right. Almost to 5,000. We just left 6,000 feet. Let's go down to a cruising altitude of 4,000 feet. See where we are. I'm gonna pull the throttle back up once we stabilize and are straight and not going up or down, and then from there we'll cruise for a few minutes, go down to 2,500 feet, see where we're at, and go from there. Excuse me guys, I'm gonna be back. Pilot's gotta get a drink. Everything's on autopilot, so we should be good. But if we're not, we going down. said 4,000, but I think we're gonna go to 3. Just because we're kind of within that range. Maybe we could be at 3,000. Maybe, let's see. Let's go to 3,500. Veered off course, throwing it back on course. At 3,500 feet. of you out there want to see the new flight simulators, you want to go watch people's videos where they play the new flight simulators, well, the newest flight simulator I have would be DCS or X-Plane 11. you know, a Rise of Flight. You know, DCS is always updated, upgraded, whatever. X-Plane 11, I don't think it's still being worked on. If it is, then it might just be bug patches and stuff like that. But I know you want to see X-Plane 12, you want to see Flight Simulator 2020, 2024, P3D 26, whatever's out, you know. But I'm going to tell you something. What those people are doing is the same thing that I'm doing. There's nothing different. They're just flying from one spot to the next in an airplane, in an aircraft. There's nothing different. It's the only, I mean, except for the graphics, and except, you know, for the fact that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, 2024 has missions. I mean, there's missions in this one. I mean, you do tutorials in this one. Yes, there's not missions in terms of like, oh, I'm gonna go fight a fire. Oh, I'm gonna go rescue whatever. I'm gonna go be a policeman and catch a criminal. But you know, a flight simulator is a flight simulator. It's supposed to simulate flight. It's supposed to be you going from one place to the next, flying from one place to the next place in some type of an aircraft. Not that you, well, I mean, I guess the mission aspect is that you are flying an airplane, a helicopter, whatever you're flying, some type of aircraft, and you're doing a mission. But like, the games aren't about missions. It's about free flying. Flying from one place to the next. Now you can make it realistic where you have to transport passengers from one airport to the next, carry a heavy load with luggage, you know, and all that stuff. But this is what flight simulators are supposed to be. What I'm doing right now, today. Okay? Now we're gonna check our estimated time. Alright, we're 36 minutes out. I'm gonna start descending a bit. 3,500 feet. Nice. So, you know, my computer, I don't know if it can handle Flight Simulator 2020. It can handle X-Plane 12. But and I don't care what it can and can't handle. See, I'm playing an old Flight Simulator because it just works. Because it's just something that does what all the new ones do. What? The graphics sucks. The models suck. The flying sucks. You know, the flight characteristics, the flight modeling, the flight symmetry. I mean, if I wanted to play a new flight simulator that's always updated, I could get Flight Gear. Okay? Flight Gear will always be updated, upgraded. It's a free open source program. You know, so is DCS. It's not free. Well, DCS is free. I don't think it's open source. Or maybe it is, but, you know, it's another free one. Rise of Flight. You know, it doesn't cost anything to, you know, to get it. But to buy all the DLC, yeah, they cost. So, literally, like, if any of you don't like these videos, well, so be it. I don't care. I don't care whether you like them or not. And for those of you who like them, great. I'm not here for likes or dislikes. I don't care. I'm here for viewership. I'm here just to give you guys fun, entertainment, you know, and give you positive stuff. There's nothing wrong with flying. It's not negative. Nothing wrong with flight simulators. They're not evil. They're not negative. They're not a sin. No, they're not. And not because I said so, but because the game said so. It said so. Because it just isn't. So, like, for those of you who, oh, I only want to watch Flight Simulator 2020. Or I only want to watch Flight Simulator 2024, or X-Plane 12, or the new version of DCS. You know, I don't want to watch some old piece of junk. Well, that old piece of junk is not junk, first of all. It's a flight simulator, it's a flying game, and it does the same thing as the new one. See, you just watch stuff for the graphical aspect of it. Sure. Ah, your eyes go, because, wow, the models look so good. It's 2026 graphics. You know, some older flight sims are better than the new ones. And some older flight sims, their flight models are better than the new flight models. Sometimes it's better to go back to the old ones. Because sometimes there are things that they had in the old ones that they took out in the new ones that made the old ones really great, and that were great things to have in flight simulators. And maybe they just replaced them with some new stuff, you know, or like, because they can, because the company can. Microsoft can do that. Liminar Research can do that. The people who make DCS. I mean, hell, Armor 3, which has a shitty flight model. It's not good for flight simulation. Armor 3, I think, is still better than Flight Simulator 2024 and 2020. I mean, because it's just got the fun factor, and plus you get to shoot things, kill people, whatever. So, like, sure, I like the new flight simulators, don't get me wrong. But why, if I have this one, or I have Sierra Pro Pilot 98, or I have YS Flight, or Flight Gear, you know, or DCS, or all the other ones that are old, why would I need the new ones for? Why would I need to shell out $100 for the new ones? I have X-Plane 11. I don't need X-Plane 12. X-Plane 11 has been out for a lot of years. There's a lot of content for it. I don't need 12. What do I need 12 for? 12 doesn't make sense. Oh, they fixed a lot of things. 12 is just 11 with a graphical update. That's all 12 is. You want the next X-Plane? Wait until 13 comes out. That's going to be the change. That's going to be the one where they really fix a lot of the problems 11 had. 12 is just a game that looks better than 11. The looks are better. All they did was fix the looks department. Yeah, sure, they may have tweaked the flight modeling and stuff like that a little better. You know, they might have tweaked it a little bit, but not by much. Not by much at all. It's like Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It's not something new. It's basically 2020 with just missions. That's all it is. And a new graphical update, a new look. Oh, look over there. But I already got this one. Look at that one. Look at it. Look. It's just for a company to make more money. It's just a cash grab also at the end of the day. And same goes for, you know, when they had Flight Simulator 2004 and then this one came out. Back then, why would someone need the new one if they had Flight Simulator 2004? I mean, now, for people who don't have flight simulators and they're getting into flight simulators, sure, go and buy the new ones. Go and buy the old ones. If you don't have one. If you have one, because I already had a flight simulator. I'm gonna say this. Sierra Pro Pilot 98 I own on CD. But there is a problem. That game has some issues. There's a problem. I can't just plug in a controller and off I go. I have to go into directory files. I have to set the controller manually. All that stuff. It works on Windows 10. Oh, it works beautifully. I'm limited to only, I think, 5 aircraft, and they're small, single and dual engine aircraft. I'm limited to the United States, and that's it. Sure, you just see me fly around the United States in a Cessna or a 172 Skyhawk or a Beechcraft Baron 58. That's about it. That's all you see me flying. And if I didn't configure any controls to it, you would just see me use a keyboard. That works beautifully. Especially with a game like that, where the flight modeling and all that is pretty archaic for today's world. I mean, 2017, 2020, 2024, 2025, 2026. For back then, if it was 1998, 1999, 2000, 2001, okay, alright. No problema. If you have something like that, I would at least get Flight Simulator X. At least go that far in terms of like Microsoft products. And then get X-Plane 11 from Liminar Research. They're cheap. They at least compete with the new modern ones because they have the full world. You can have as many planes as the new ones. There's a lot of mods for them. Stuff like that. Hey, if you have Microsoft Flight Simulator 3.0, like you have the old ones from like 93, and you want to stream those and show people what, you know, those type of games and what it was like back then, I have no problem with that. But what I have a problem with, and a lot of people have a problem with this, are the people who, they're like, oh, the newest thing and that's it. New or nothing else. The old ones are just as great, sometimes even better. Why only the new ones? Why only Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024? You gotta get with the times, man. Things evolve. We don't want the archaic shit. Yeah. When the United States government was still using floppy disks up until I think 2020, they did not even switch over to CDs or these type of, you know, things right here, USB sticks. They were still using floppy disks. Come on. The medical industry. I mean, I'm just saying this I'm just saying this, you know, for what it is. They're still using a pencil and paper when you walk into the doctor's office to sign something. Yeah, that's set to change. I don't like that. It's a whole technological revolution that I don't like. Let's just keep the pencil and paper. I don't want it tied to some electronic thing. Okay, we got a little mountain range coming up, so that's something. Yeah, we're gonna have to be weary of that. I mean, we're gonna have to be yeah. Alright, we're gonna cruise down to 2,000 feet. We're about 24 minutes away. We are looking for OPRN. Alright, we're not close to OPRN, so when we get close, we will contact Tower, let them know all the information we need to let them know, and then we'll land. Land, taxi, and park. If you'll look over to our right side, there should be a lake over there, some body of water. If you'll look over to our left side, there's some mountains. Now, I did say this is flat, and for the most part, until you get here. Like I said, I don't know this area, I don't know Pakistan, but from before it was pretty flat, so that's why I said, oh, this is a flat flight, so we don't have to worry about mountains or anything else. You know, tall buildings. But, yeah. Actually, let's go to 2,500 feet. We'll see the airport when we're about 8 minutes out. OPMA, OP25, OP24, and we're looking for OPRN. Like we're going to crash into the hillside here, but that's because that's just this view. So once we get up there, we won't have any issues. But I actually could climb a bit, just for safety precautions. You never know. Climb another 500 feet. Wow, we got some haze up ahead. Yeah, we got some fog up ahead, so I'm gonna have to put on our landing lights, taxi lights, everything. I mean, I already have the beacon light and everything else, but landing and taxi is what we need. airspeed. 60 to 75. Remember our airspeed. Where is it? 65 to 75 flaps up, 60 to 70 flaps down. Alright, we gotta pay attention here. We are getting in some fog. I didn't expect this, actually. This is gonna be an interesting flight. Oh, it's not that bad. Alright. We're coming out of it. It's just a bit of a haze. Alright. Alright. I was kind of like, ooh, shit, we got some low-lying fog here. It's gonna make for a challenging flight. Alright, we can start descending. Down to 2,000. OPRN. I'm not even there yet. I know we're low. Don't do this either, because I think you're not supposed to fly this low, you know, around houses. Don't quote me on that. That's just what I've researched in my lifetime. OPRN.
Chaklala Tower, Cessna is type Cessna Skyhawk, 16 miles northwest of Oscar Papa Mike Alpha, requesting transition. Cessna transition approved. Report clear of Chaklala Tower airspace. Maintain no navigation. Will report clear. Cessna. Chaklala Tower, Cessna to land. Cessna, Chaklala Tower, fly straight in, runway 30, altimeter 2952. Make straight in, runway 30, Cessna.
Okay. What'd they say? Runway 3. I know I heard it, I just... Runway 30. So... Let's check. Straight in. Oh, nice. We're going to be straight at 0. Okay. A bit, just in case. Just climb to about the 4 mark. skies ahead in terms of tall buildings or tall, you know, anything. So. Out, so we should be good. See what's altimeter reading. About 10 minutes out, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this flight. It was a really good one, even though I took off when I wasn't supposed to, and I don't know what was going on. The taxiing thing showed me to the wrong side of the sent me to the wrong side of the airport. I don't know. So we'll just take this flight as it is. Hopefully I got a good landing. I don't see the airport just yet. I know we're 9 minutes out, but sometimes you can see at least some lights. Yeesh. And the runway kind of, like, we're going straight, but the runway's kind of this way, so I have to go this way. You'll see. Let me show you on the map here. Oops, that ain't no map. Right here. The runway is See, we're flying straight, but the runway is not straight. See how the runway is? So the purple line is mine. So the runway is like that. So I have to go out to the left. I mean, out to the right and come back in left. Does it. So now if we look, the airport should be somewhere over here. Like, you know, right like that way. So, we have to go parallel a bit. That's it. Trying to line this up best I can. Yeah, we'll come in at 120 knots. We'll land, crash, you know, have a whoop-de-doo party. Yeah, right. Not what we're doing today, guys. Take the autopilot off once I'm about like 3 minutes out. Airport should be out that way somewhere. Good eye, mate. Yeah, we're not there yet. my screen, that's where we want to be. That's the only runway. Alright, we're coming in for a landing. Oh, they're just over a hill, too. Alright. We're going to be parallel of it for a bit, and then we'll turn. We'll actually have a good descent. I just went up a bit, just in case there was like a hill before it or something. Because like I said, I don't know this area, and I want to be cautious of the trees and all that. I know I was flying real low for a long time, but, you know, and I still am, but I want to have a good landing, you know. I want all passengers to be safe within this little Cessna 172 Skyhawk. Scan our surroundings, make sure there's no other air traffic. I think we can climb a bit, just so we can get a kind of a better view. Well, I want to see if you can see it better in this view. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna help. Alrighty. Let's start our turning radius. Go to 30. 30 on the mark.
Cessna cleared to land. Runway 30. Cleared to land. Runway 30. Cessna.
And we're going to be landing. Oh, geez. I'm actually not good. Not lined up is what I mean. Let's throttle down. Flaps 10 degrees. We're still too fast. So we give it more flaps. Give it some more airspeed, just to keep it well within the 70. Keep it steady, keep it straight. Let it drop nice and easy. Let her down. Throttle down.
Cessna, exit runway when able.
Flaps up. All right.
Cessna, contact ground on 119.7. Going to 119.7. Cessna.
We're gonna go to parking.
Chaklala ground. Cessna, request taxi to parking. Cessna, taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha. Taxi to fuel. Cessna.
Alright, we're gonna turn on progressive taxiing and we're gonna go to parking. Now remember, we gotta have the fuel selector valves on left or right once we turn off everything. Alright, we're going to set our parking brake and our mixture. We're going to leave it that. I'm going to read what it says to do. After landing, wing flaps up, parking brake, avionics master switch. Alright, mixture idle cutoff. Ignition switch off. Master switch, fuel selector valve. Alright, so master switch is last. Alright. We'll have it left. Turn off everything. Avionics is off. Alrighty, put away our GPS, and we're here. Hope you guys enjoyed this flight. I hope you guys enjoy flying with me in the Cessna 172 Skyhawk N38 OQ4 or 4Q. Today's flight was in Pakistan. Oh look, there's an airplane getting loaded up right now, huh? Orbital Airlines. Nice. So this one has an airplane here. Nice. Sweet. Alrighty. So, yeah. Thanks for flying with me. We're going to do another flight soon. Probably a shorter one. And like I told you, I'm going to also do a flight where I turn off the engine closer to like the airport I want to land at. And then I'm going to simulate like, hey, engine shut off. I don't know why, but let's try to land safely, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's not going to be real close to the airport, but it'll be far enough to where I have time to descend and glide and, you know, do what I need to do. And I'll use my instruments. I'll see what I can do. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this flight. I really did. Yeah, it was fun. And this was a good one, actually. I might do this flight again with some other aircraft that gets me there in a shorter time. You know, not too short, maybe 30 minutes less, you know, like maybe 30-minute flight, you know, something, instead of like an hour. But all right, I'm gonna get off here. I gotta go to bed. So yeah, that was fun. Alrighty, guys. Take care, peace, make the world a better place. Do something great in your community. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button. You know, hit the bell button. Give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't really care. Just, you know, make this channel grow. Alrighty, guys. Peace, peace. Oh, crap.